Alright guys, welcome back to class. Let's go ahead and get started. We're going to warm up a little bit with green combo number 2. Do you remember green combo number 2? If you do, say it out loud right now. Anything? No? Alright, well I can't hear you. So, green combo number 2 is going to start with our lateral over under. So remember, it goes sideways or laterally. It goes over our shoulder and we catch it underneath our shoulder. And then we're going to go to a back switch. Then we're going to go to another back switch. And then we're going to bring it lateral over under. And then a back switch, and then a back switch, and then a lateral over under. Simple, right? All right, we all remember this. So let's go ahead and warm up a little bit with that. So start off to the side, lateral, over under, and a back switch, and another back switch, and bring it out all the way. Remember, these ones typically help if you do these in a longer grip. If you notice, I have it in a longer grip because it's going to be a little bit difficult, especially with the short chain or short rope, to be able to do it that way. So lateral over under, back switch, lateral over under, back switch, over under, back, over under, back, over under, back. Keep going along with me. Remember, if you miss a back switch, just kind of let it relax. It usually goes right back into your hand. If you miss it, boom. Oh, there it is. And then you go back. Back. Boom. Out. Back. Boom. So, how fast can you go with this? Can you start picking up the speed? Maybe you can go faster than me. Maybe you can't. Either way, it's all right. Try to pick up the speed a little bit, warm up those muscles. Back switches for me, man, those start to really get my shoulders warmed up pretty quickly. I don't know how they are for you, but they are for me, especially on my right shoulder. Because I injured that doing something many years ago that I don't remember what it was, but, you know, the more you warm it up, the better it is going to be. All right, so we got that out of the way. We did our little bit of a warm-up with our green combo number 2. Again, that was our lateral over under, back. Now we're going to move on to some footwork. We're going to do our forward broken triangle. So last time we did our reverse broken triangle. Do you remember that? Man, I can't hear you guys today. It's like you're really far away or something. All right, so our reverse broken triangle looked like this, where we came back, and it was a reverse. Boom, like that. So if I was here, boom, the point is pointed backwards. Now we're going to change it around. Bam! Now we're doing our forward broken triangle. It looks like this. You see that? Looks like this. So if I turn around, I've got my chucks right here. You can lay them down if you'd like to kind of illustrate what we're going to be doing. You can start on one side, and we're going to come here. Both our feet come together. Then we're going to step back. Here, we're trying to make about a 90-degree angle as we do this. We step up together, and we step back. Up together, back at an angle. Up together, back at an angle. Together, back. Notice how I'm creating that space. I'm getting away from the chucks that are on the ground. Then I'm coming back to them, and then I'm going and creating that space again. Just like before, we're using this to practice cutting that angle. So maybe this is I'm striking, and then I'm getting back. Boom, I'm out of the way. Maybe I hit, and then I got back out of the way again. And that's going to be the whole point of this, is I'm closing the distance. Look, I can touch the wall. I can't touch the wall. I got out of the way. I got back in. Oh, I touched the wall. I got back out of the way. Can't touch the wall. Usually, if I can't hit my opponent, they can't hit me. Usually. Maybe they have really long arms. So, or a really long chain, or a bow staff. Man, you got to get really close for those guys. In and out. Come in and step out. Step together. Step out. And now obviously we don't want to be spending a lot of time with our feet together here in this distance where I can touch the wall being my opponent at this point. I want to actually spend as little time there as possible. So I'm here, oh, and then I get right back out. My feet come together, oh, and I push off. As my second foot comes in, I'm going to just push right off and get out of the way. I don't pause here. Not for a second. I'm not here pausing. Hey, what's up, buddy? How's it going? And then back. No, no. We're here. Boom. Back. In, out. In, out. In, and out. Get your distance. Boom. And get out. Ranging in. And I'm clearing out. Boom. So now if I was to pick up my trucks again, I could practice it. Be like, oh man, there's my strike. Boom, strike. I don't want to actually hit my wall. I'm not going to hit my wall. Don't make me. Strike in, get out. All right, so that is our forward broken triangle, remember, because the point of the triangle, boom, boom, however you can see it, is pointed forward. Now, we're going to do the same thing, except we're going to cut the angle a little bit. So now I'm going to do it like this. Bam. Here, like that. I'm going to be holding the trucks. Yeah, I guess I can put it here. I'm going to start on this line, and now I'm going to move up, boom, and I'm going to cut off to the side. Just like this. I'm going to reset, come all the way back here. I'm starting with one leg in front. If I'm starting with my right leg in front, boom, then I'm going to end up cutting off to the right side. If I put my other leg in front, I cut to the other side. So we're going to start off with the right leg in front. Do this along with me. We're going to push forward off that back leg together, and I'm cutting my angle. Notice how I move along the wall. I'm going to reset. And I'm going to do the same thing. Push off, boom, get back. Again. Here, got my right foot forward. I push in, I push out. Getting back out of the way. A few more times. I push in and I push out. I go in and I go out. Resetting, in and out. All right, so now I'm going to kick this just a little bit over. No, no, stop doing that. Point that way. Okay. All right, so now we're going to do the same thing, and we're going to the other side. Now we got our left foot in front. We're going to push up, push out. Boom. Now I'm facing the other direction. I cut off to the other side. And I reset. And do this along with me. We push in and we push out. Reset. Obviously, we could just go right back and face the other direction, but I'm just going for a reset right now. Push in, push out. My opponent is right here. Boom, right where that A is. A for Adam. So I'm going to come in, I push in, strike, and then I push out. I create that distance again away from my opponent. I push in, boom, I can hit that strike, and I can come back out. And let's do that one more time. Start here, push forward, boom, and push out to the side. Just like that. Okay, let's go ahead and pick this back up. Now, next thing we're going to do, this is, when I showed this, this is everybody's favorite thing in the world. It really is. It was my favorite thing when I first started. I was a lot younger. I was like, I don't know, 13. And I was playing around with nunchucks, and I got showed this, and I was like, whoa, that is so awesome. So this is what we're going to learn today. We're going to learn our hand roll. Maybe you already watched the video. You already know how to do it. But the basic idea of this is I'm going to turn. This is going to go over the back of my hand, and I'm going to allow the momentum to keep it going. And I'm going to catch it and drop it down. And then I go back the other way. And I go back the other way. So I'm adding a little bit of momentum. One thing I'm not doing, and I'm probably going to drop this demonstrating it because this is what you should not do, is I'm not going to, oh, I didn't drop it, turn my hand real fast and try to catch it. The whole idea is the nunchucks, they move. My hand, it moves slightly, but I'm not chasing. Notice how I'm going to keep my thumb pointed up this whole time. Boom. Yeah, thumb didn't really even do anything. I dropped it on that one. So it's okay. Whenever you're doing this, you're just letting it roll around your hand. You're not chasing it. You move your hand a little bit to kind of adjust accordingly, but when you start going here and start chasing it, a lot of times what happens is, I'm going to drop it this time, is they push and they reach for it and they kind of push the chucks away from them because of this. So I just want you to relax, let it roll one way, get a little bit of a momentum swing, and then let it roll the other way. So this is going to be our reverse hand roll. This is our forward hand roll. The reason I call it that is because one, if I stick my hand out like this, one goes forward and the other is reverse. Makes sense, right? All right, so we're just going to basically do a little bit of a swing, and we're going to let it roll, and we're going to do a little bit of a swing, and we're going to let it roll. So do this along with me. If you haven't been already, you should have been, but you know, keep on. Get a little bit of that momentum swing, boom, roll it. Again, I don't want your hand chasing it. I don't want your hand chasing it. It adjusts a little bit, but we're not trying to push out and grab it real fast. We're not trying to flip our hand over. It should be a relaxed. The more tension that you put on it, the more you chase it, the more you're going to drop it. I found that out by dropping it a lot. A lot. Like a whole lot. So it's okay. It's okay if you drop it. You probably already dropped it. I mean, you've seen me drop it once. It's fine. We're just going back, get a momentum swing, back the other way. Momentum swing, back the other way. Boom, here and here. This way and that way. Hopefully you haven't dropped it too many times and you're letting it roll. So one of the things that kind of plays a factor in this is the length of the chucks or the rope. You've heard me speak about this a lot. Every pair of nunchucks is different. These ones are actually not the best for hand rolling because if you look at it, boom, walk a little closer to you. You see how there is a point on each side? They should essentially, be like this. That would be the optimal length for hand rolling because I could go here to here. These ones are a little bit too short, which means my hand roll actually starts here. Instead of starting here, right at the top of the chuck, they start here. So everyone's going to be a little different. Some people they're going to be too long and they're going to have to go around and then have a little bit of a slide in order to catch it again on the chuck instead of catching on the rope. And that happens, you know, sometimes it's just your chucks are too long, sometimes they're too short. If you don't make your own chucks, well, you probably don't adjust the strings and you don't really know how to do that, so it's difficult. You know, you have to adjust to whatever it is. And you can adjust to whatever size chucks you have, you just have to practice them. The chucks that I originally learned this on, the rope was probably about 2.5 times the length of this, maybe just 2. Maybe I'm over-exaggerating. Probably about 2 times the length of this is what it was. They're a pair of foam chucks that I bought from the school I was training at. But I adjusted to that, and now I had to readjust to make sure that I could do it on these chucks because it's different. And you feel a little hit on your hand, and it pops off, and it goes flying, and you're like, man, why is this happening? Well, that's why it happens. All right, so you've probably only been doing this on your right side if you're right hand dominant. You probably did it on your left side if you're other side. Okay, now we're going to go to our bad side. Our bad side. So whatever your non-dominant side is. And we're going to do the same thing. Get a little bit of a momentum swing and let it go around. Get a little bit of a momentum swing and go around. So we're just doing the same thing. Nice and relaxed. Don't try to force it right now unless you're really good at this. Maybe you've already had experience with this. This tends to be what everyone does when they don't really know what to do. They just do a bunch of hand rolls. Hand roll, hand roll, hand roll, and they go from one side to another. We'll get to that later. Don't worry about that. But right now, if you're not used to this, this is all you're going to be doing. If you've done hand rolls for a good long time already, well, then, you know, go ahead and get fancy while I'm talking. It's fine. Everyone else that this is new to, just do this. Hand roll one way, boom, get you a little bit of a momentum swing, hand roll the other way. Remember, we're not chasing it. We're just letting it roll over our hand. Boom. I used to actually call these a wrist roll, and then I was like, whoa, it goes over the hand, not a wrist. And then I did wrist rolls, and I was like, wow, I should really change the name of this and stop calling it the wrong thing and actually call it what it's going over. Because, you know, we should try to make things make sense, right? Right, I agree. Good, I'm glad you agree too. All right, so that was our hand roll. We did a forward hand roll. Forward hand roll actually starts from a reverse grip and goes to the front. And a reverse hand roll starts from a normal grip and goes to the reverse. So, look where I'm at. I'm at a reverse position right now. Which means we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our reverse outward figure eight. So you guys know what an outward figure eight is. Now we're going to do a reverse outward figure eight. So this one is a lot bigger of a motion. I'm going to start from one side. And I'm going to point the chuck that I'm holding to my other side hip. Boom. And then I'm going to raise it up and I'm going to point it to the other side. Or I can think of this like a forward thrust and then a reverse thrust. Boom. Forward thrust. Reverse thrust. And then I start to make it smaller and hit with the chuck. So this is our outward reverse figure eight. Remember, there is an inward reverse figure eight. Looks like this. And there's an outward. So now we're doing our outward reverse figure eight. Again, this is a bigger motion than just our regular figure eight. It's in close. We're going to start with our reverse grip. and we're doing a outward. Here, here. Boom. One side, other side. You can turn your hips a little bit with it. Like I said, if you're still not quite comfortable with it, you can think of it as a thrust, a reverse thrust. Thrust, reverse thrust. And then you can start making it a little bit smaller and just flipping your hand over, boom, boom, just like this. Going for that reverse outward figure 8. Other hand, notice where my other hand is. It's up here. Remember, the nunchuck gods hate lazy hands, and you probably see me sometime. Maybe if you catch me slipping, you'll see me with my hand down here, and then you're probably gonna hear a little thump, and then my hand's gonna come up. Maybe I'll point it out, maybe I won't, but it happens. So nunchuck gods hate lazy hands. Keep it up. Plus, it just makes it easier to go to your next technique. All right, so now we're going to do this, pass it off to your other hand, and we're gonna do the same thing. Remember, it's a forward thrust and a reverse thrust. Forward thrust, reverse thrust, and then we just kind of make it circular. Boom, just like this. Goes in towards the opposite hips. So we're just going towards those hips, opposite hip, and then go back to the other side. Boom, you can make it really big if you want, and then start making it smaller. Dun, dun, dun. Make it small, turn your hips, other hands up. Just like this. Reverse outward figure 8. All right, so I'm confident now, especially if you watched the lesson, that you know how to do a reverse outward figure 8. So what does that mean? It means we're going to move on. We're going to do dragon's kata. We're going to do a little bit more. We're not going to finish the kata today, but we're going to get close to it. All right, so we learned most of this, good part of it last time, and we're just going to add a little bit more. The part that we're going to add today is actually kind of like blitz kata. It uses basically the side section and the reverse section of blitz kata with a slight variation, and we're going to add something right at the end of it. So let's go ahead and get started. We start together, and we bow, and we present, and then we're stepping back with our left leg this time, not like shuffle kata where you step back with your right leg. Step back with your left leg, cock it over your shoulder, step through, strike, side strike, kia, turn, up, down, inward figure 8 block. And we raise it up over our shoulder, outward figure 8 strike. Then we do a front kick with a kia, because we kia every time we do a front kick. If you didn't know, now you know. Land with that front strike. We're going to up, other side, outward figure 8. What's next? Front strike, that's right. Front strike, up, switch, around the neck, part 1, and we're going to turn and face towards the rear. In a left back stance, other hand is up. We're going to raise up, outward figure 8 strike, front kick with the left, kia, front strike, behind the back, around the neck, back to the front, and we're figure 8. So this is where we left off last time. What we're going to do now, like I said, the side section of blitz kata. What was that? Well, our back foot came up as we raise this up together, look to the left, outward figure 8, just like blitz kata. Then we do a front strike, just like blitz kata. We lift up, we switch, we turn, outward figure 8. Whoa, nothing's different in these side sections so far. Step forward, strike, still the same, up. Now, same thing, right leg moves back as we switch, outward figure 8. Now this is where it's different. So all of that was the same as blitz kata. We know it, right? We know it. Yes, 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 good. Now we're going to do a front strike. And a lot of the front strikes we've been doing in this form, we bring it back around the back as we step forward, turn, all the way around. So just like we did before, we're here in a horseback riding stance. We did that front strike. Now we step forward with our left as we bring it around our neck, and we turned around. So I was here, I just did the outward figure 8, then I did my front strike, step forward, around the neck, here, inward figure 8. And we're going to do one more thing for today as we add it on. We're going to raise it up, shuffle slightly forward, outward figure 8, front kick, kia, front strike. This one lands underneath. We don't bring it around the neck on this one. All right, so that's all we're going to add for today. You already knew most of that because it's part of blitz kata. So let's go ahead, go back to here. So we just did what we did in the last class. We're up to this point now. Left leg comes up, catch it, outward figure 8, front strike, up, switch, turn face the other direction, outward figure 8, step through, front strike, up, step back with our right leg, horseback riding stance, our figure 8 with the right, front strike, and now as it's coming back from that front strike, that's when I step forward. Bring it around the neck, and I turn, inward figure 8 block. Raise it up, out figure 8 strike, front kick, kia, front strike, catch. That's all we're adding today. So one more time, just that part, then we're going to start adding things together. I'm actually going to turn around and start my back towards you. So we're in a left back stance. We're doing an inward figure 8 block with our right hand. We're going to look to the left, raise up, together, outward figure 8, left forward stance, off to the side, front strike, up, switch, other side, outward figure 8, step through, front strike, up, step back with your right as you raise it up over your right shoulder, outward figure 8 strike, front strike as it comes around the back, that's when I step forward with my left, around the neck, facing towards the rear. This is actually towards the front again. And then up, outward figure 8 strike, slide shuffle forward, front kick, key up, front strike, and catch it underneath. Good. Now we're going to put it together with what we learned in the last class. We're going to start putting things together. So we're starting here. Together, present. Step back with the left. Cock it out of your right shoulder, kia, turn, up, down, facing back in towards the front. Raise it up, outward figure 8 strike, front kick with the left, kia, front strike, up, switch, outward figure 8, left, front strike left, up, switch, around the neck, part 1, and we turn and face the rear, inward figure 8 block. Up, outward figure 8 strike, front kick, kia, front strike, around the back, around the neck, facing back towards the front. Now this is what we learned today. We're going to raise up, look left, outward figure 8 strike, front strike, up, switch, other side, outward figure 8. Now we do it with a step, front strike, up, right leg steps back, horseback riding stance, switch it, put it over your right shoulder, outward figure 8, front strike, step forward as it's behind your back, around the neck, boom, facing back towards the front, inward figure 8 block, raise up, outward figure 8 strike, front kick, key up, front strike, and catch. Now we're going to do that again. Maybe you already watched the lesson for Dragon's Kata. Maybe you know it so well that you are beating me to the punch every single time. Awesome. Keep it up. Again. Here. Present. Back. Cock it over your shoulder. Strike. Kia. Up. Down. Inward figure 8. Up. Outward figure 8. Front kick. Kia. Front strike. Up. Switch. Outward figure 8. Front strike. Up. Switch, around the neck, part 1, turn and face the rear, inward figure 8 block, left back stance, raise it up, outward figure 8 strike, front kick with the left, front strike, around the back, around the neck, facing towards the front again, inward figure 8 block, look to the left, outward figure 8 strike, front strike, up, switch, face the other direction, outward figure 8, step through, front strike, up, step back with your right as you switch, outward figure 8, front strike, step as it comes behind your back, and back towards the front, inward figure 8, up, outward figure 8, front kick, kia, front strike, and that's it for today. Now, we're going to do it one more time, and we're going to face a different direction. I really didn't add anything new that you haven't done before. You've done everything of that, just not so much in that order before, so you should know it, hopefully. Hopefully you've got it in your mind pretty well. And we're going to go ahead, and I'm going to start facing this direction. I want you to face a different direction than what you normally do. Most people usually train facing 2 directions, forward and the back. I want you to pick a different side. Ready? Present. Step back. Strike. Kia. Turn. Up. Down. Facing back towards the front. Outward figure 8 strike. Front kick. Kia. Front strike. Up. Switch. Outward figure 8. Front strike. Up. Switch. Round the neck, part 1, turn, face the other direction. Up, outward figure 8, kick, kia, front strike, around the back, around the neck, facing back towards the front. What we did today, bring it up, to the side, outward figure 8, stay still, front strike, up, switch, other side, outward figure 8, step through, front strike, up, back leg steps back as we switch, outward figure 8 with the right, front strike, step up, around the back, turning back towards the front, raise up, outward figure 8 strike, front kick, and front strike. Good. All right, so that's all we're doing for Dragon's Kata for today. We're going to move on now to blue combo number 75? 2. All right, blue combo number 2. Sounds good. So blue combo number 2 is a outward figure 8. And then I'm going to bring it to the inside, and watch what I do when I bring it towards the inside. Boom, I'm going to raise it up, and now I'm doing a reverse outward figure 8. So I did a hand roll. Again, here, boom, go over. Now I'm going to go to the other side. I'm going to go here, boom, and then I'm back to my regular outward figure 8. Now I, boom, as it's coming down towards the inside, I'm going to come over, boom, towards the inside, hand roll, and I'm going to go reverse outward figure 8. And now I'm going to go towards the outside, boom, as it's coming down. So I just went inside, boom, it's coming down towards the outside, and I do a hand roll. And you can add a little circle there if you need to. So whenever you're doing this, if you kind of have a little circle there for a split thought, oh, okay, here, I do this, I need a little circle there, and then I can return back to my outward figure 8. That's fine. Sometimes you need that. Try not to do too much, but if you do it every now and then, I'm not worried. So again, outward figure 8, going with that flow, and then as it's coming down towards the inside, I roll, then I go to my reverse outward figure 8. And now as it's coming down towards the outside, again, down towards the outside, I do my hand roll, and I come right back towards my inward figure 8. Here, reverse. I said inward figure 8, I meant outward figure 8. This is my reverse outward figure 8 now. Down, switch, boom. So now we just got a hand roll. And I want you to put these figure 8s in the middle. And what I mean by that is you don't need to do the figure 8s. You can go hand roll, like this. Boom, one side, one side, other side. But that's not what I want you doing right now. I want you to do the figure 8s in the middle. Figure 8. And I want you to understand when I can go and do my reverse. So it's not just a thing of feeling it. So it's for the longest time, I just kind of felt which side to go to. But until I started analyzing it to be able to teach it, I couldn't really like say, oh, I need to go towards the inside when I'm going from my figure 8 to my reverse figure 8. I need to go to the outside when I'm going from my reverse figure 8 to my regular outward figure 8. And I want you to be able to understand that concept and know that not just a feel, yeah, this feels right. Yeah, this feels right. I know when to do that. But when somebody asks you and you didn't have the chucks, what do? I don't know, let me try it, let me do it. And that's how, most people are, especially in things like this. You understand it with your body, but you don't understand it with your mind. And I want you to be able to understand it with your mind when you're doing this. Here, and this is really going to help you when you think about it. I'm going reverse outward figure 8. That means I need to go down towards the outside, and that's where that hand roll is. I'm doing my regular outward figure 8. That means I need to go down towards the inside, and that's where my hand roll is, to roll it over. More than just feeling it. All right, you got that, right? Now we're going to switch to our non-dominant side. This is the hard side. Going here, boom, which means now I switch sides. I tend to switch my legs when I do this, when I switch sides as well, just so I don't accidentally hit my knee. I feel like if I'm here, I might accidentally hit my knee. I don't know, just a thing. So now, I'm starting with my outward figure 8, which means I need to go down towards the inside to go for my reverse outward figure 8. Go ahead and do that now, if you haven't already. Now we're doing our reverse outward figure 8, which means I need to go down and to the outside. Boom. And down towards the inside. And down towards the outside. Down towards the inside. Down towards the outside. Everyone's favorite techniques right here, these hand rolls. I'm telling you. Go watch a freestyle video on YouTube. You'll see some really cool stuff, but I guarantee there's going to be a lot of hand rolls in the middle. because it looks nice. It really does. It looks nice. It's flashy. Not gonna be able to hit somebody with it, that's for sure. You're gonna lose it, but it looks nice. And it's fun to do. When you get real good at them, you're like, whoa, this is so awesome. And then you start doing it with 2 at once, and you're like, man, this is amazing. Keep going, keep going. Be conscious of where you're going. I'm in my reverse outward figure 8, which means I need to go towards the outside. I'm in my regular outward figure 8, which means I need to go towards the inside. All right, so that was blue combo number 2. It's just an outward figure 8, hand roll, reverse outward figure 8, hand roll. Simple, right? All right, now we're gonna do some freestyle, which means you're probably gonna do a bunch of hand rolls since you're like, man, these are awesome. So that's fine. If you wanna do a bunch of hand rolls, if you wanna just do strikes, whatever you wanna do, go ahead, just play around. You know, I like to end it with this because just do whatever you wanna do. Strike, move your feet around. If you wanna play around and do some hand rolls, try not to have that lazy hand. I just dropped it down and realized it. You know, raise it up, do some tosses, whatever you wanna do. Strikes around, over the head, I don't know. Drop down to one knee as you're doing it. Drop the other knee down. Boom, come up, turn around. Do whatever you want. Just play around. Boom, strike. Strike. If you got a friend, a Bob, that you can just boom, whack on, you can go ahead and beat him up if you want. It's always fun. Be careful, but you know, it's fun. It's fun to strike. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to recap what we did today. So the first thing that we did, we started off with green combo number 2. Green combo number 2 was a lateral over under, a back switch, another back switch, and then we repeated lateral over under, back switch, back switch. Then we went over our reverse forward, or reverse broken triangle, or forward, why am I saying reverse? Our forward broken triangle, which was stepping up to the point of the triangle and stepping back. From the other side, looked like here, we stepped up to the point of the triangle, and we stepped back. We also did that using the angles, or come in, and then come in off at a 90-degree angle, changing with a forward line instead of here. We changed it to that. Same thing. We learned today our hand rolls, our reverse hand roll, and we learned our forward hand roll. All right, and then we did our dragon's kata. So with our dragon's kata, we start up, stepping back with our left, strike, kia, up, down, inward figure 8, raise up, outward figure 8 strike, front kick, front strike. Remember to yell with that front kick, up, over, outward figure 8 strike, front strike with the left, up, switch sides, around the neck, part 1, and then we turn face the rear, up, outward figure 8 strike, front kick, kia, front strike, around the back, around the neck, facing back towards the front. This is where we added on today. And remember, it's just like blitz kata with that outward figure 8, front strike in the same place, switch sides, turn, outward figure 8, step through front strike, up, switch arms as we step back with our right, outward figure 8, front strike, step up with your left as it goes behind your back, around, turn, facing back towards the front where you raise up, outward figure 8 strike, front kick with the kia, and then a front strike and catch. And that's where we left off for our dragon's kata for today. Then we moved on to our blue combo number 2. Our blue combo number 2 was our outward figure 8. Remember, as we go from our outward figure 8, we bring it across to the inside, and then we go with our hand roll to our reverse outward figure 8. And our reverse outward figure 8 goes across towards the outside and going back towards our regular outward figure 8. Then we did a little bit of freestyle, and that leaves us to where we are right now. So feel free to keep training. Never stop training. So you don't have to just because the class is going to be over. Feel free to keep practicing any of the techniques we did today or any other techniques. Maybe you just want to do some hand rolls because, well, they're pretty fun. Either way, have a great day and keep training.